Coming up next on Good Taste. Look at that.
Time to celebrate. There's a new restaurant in the Alamo City, full of French flair.
And it is absolutely phenomenal.
It's fantastic. The atmosphere is great. The food is first class.
The incredible chef here offers French cuisine with a Texas twist.
Cheers.
French food is butter, cream, and then more butter.
Then we're going back for one more bite, where maple bourbon glaze meets a pork belly.
It's just unbelievable.
Plus, what makes this barbecue a cut above the rest.
You can do anything in the kitchen with this.
And then we're going ashore to catch some spicy Cajun goodness.
It's just, off the chart.
Rev up your appetite. Good Taste starts right now. Hi everyone, welcome to Good Taste. I'm Tanji Patton. Bonjour. Get ready for a French sensation, taking San Antonio by storm. It's a traditional taste of France with a Texas twist. And since everything is bigger in the Lone Star State, you better bring a Texas-sized appetite to this French feast.
Ooh la la! We found a little slice of Paris in the Alamo City.
To have something this special and unique, we are just very grateful.
Tucked into San Antonio's Dominion District, Tardif's American Brasserie is a new take on your favorite French classics.
It's nice to have this space here. It's a really nice option.
The decor, the music, and the refined French finesse will transport you to the City of Lights. But we're in Texas, y'all. There's a true taste of Texas flair here, too.
I think it's fantastic. The atmosphere is great. The food is first class.
Boy, is it. This menu is bursting with flavor.
French food is butter, cream, and then more butter.
The braised quail is stuffed with loads of that butter and served with a side of delicious Gruyère mac and cheese.
I have a hard time making a decision because everything is really good.
The duck vinaigrette is a flavor fest with seared duck breast, caramelized onions, green peppercorn sauce, browned pears, and a carrot ginger puree.
I really liked my duck. I liked it a lot.
Owner Jean Tardif knows a thing or two about good food.
You have, I think, some of the best culinary backgrounds in your genealogy. French father, Mexican mother.
Exactly. And Cuban grandfather. I mean,
There you go.
there's a lot of cultures in it. There's a lot of passion for food, actually.
Surrounded by family, Jean's love of cooking started young.
Everything I enjoyed about the kitchen was spending time with my father and my grandmother. There's a lot of recipes here that it's like my grandmother's like here, like talking to me. So I love that part.
She was a big influence.
Oh yeah, she was.
Jean's passion for food took him to the Cordon Bleu in Paris. There, he mastered the art of French cooking.
I mean, French techniques are in every single culture, and that's an amazing.
I agree. So when you've got the French cuisine down, you can do anything.
Exactly.
Jean ran successful restaurants in Mexico for 13 years, but COVID hit and the restaurants closed. He sold them and decided to leave the restaurant world.
What made you decide to get back in?
There's that passion that I have. I'm always, even if I'm at my place, I cook for my kids, I cook for my friends.
Really?
I love it.
Lucky for us, he landed in San Antonio.
I wanted to introduce a little bit to the French, that Texas twist on it. It's not a fusion. We're a French restaurant, but in this French restaurant, I have 2 or 3 little dishes that come with my roots of Mexico.
Like the extra gooey gourmet grilled cheese made with buttery brie.
That little Texas twist, but with a French food and techniques.
Another nod to Texas cuisine.
One thing about this restaurant is they are not stingy with the portions. You get plenty of food and it is absolutely phenomenal.
There's one dish locals can't stop talking about.
The whole fried fish, it is fantastic.
It's very delicious.
The fish is amazing.
Executive Chef George Paramithis says the key to getting it right is a very hot pan.
You almost want that sucker smoking before you start. A lot of people, even with their non-stick pans, they're like, why is it always stick? Because you're starting in a cold pan.
Pop the fish in, skin side down. The flesh should never touch the pan.
I love cooking in French kitchens. You learn so many of the technique that really all cultures' kitchens use, right?
It's all in the details.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
that's so true.
It's served up with a delicious pesto couscous.
When you get this dish, don't leave the crust behind.
Oh no, please, take
That's
that
key.
skin, that crunchy skin is the best.
This is one fish feast you'll come back for.
Every time we do this dish, a lot of love goes into it.
There's a whole lot of love in the beef Wellington too.
It's a dish full of passion, full of love, full of detail.
It starts with a serious filet.
Look at that.
Season it, sear it, and bring on the butter.
Lots of butter.
French cuisine, it's butter.
I love it.
Butter and more butter, right?
That's why it's so good.
This beauty gets wrapped with mushroom duxelle, thinly sliced prosciutto, and delicate puff pastry.
I love learning these techniques. Although I'm still coming here, I'm not making it at home.
A quick turn in the oven, then it's ready to devour.
Oh, cheers.
Bon
Cheers.
appetit.
Thank you, bon
Thank
appetit.
you.
It's fantastic.
The atmosphere is just terrific. It's a very special place for us.
A little piece of Parisian paradise right here in the Lone Star State.
There are a million different ways to make empanadas, and we're making some great ones today. We're in the Goya kitchens with the executive chef Fernando Deza. Everyone loves the empanadas we've done before. What are we doing today?
Today we're doing a smoked chicken empanadas. They're super flavorful using our Goya products. To start, we're gonna add chicken breast that we previously cooked with some Goya adobo, shredded like you see here. Then we're gonna season with some Goya adobo just to add more flavor.
Right.
Then after that, we're gonna add some Goya chipotle.
A little goes a long way, right?
Yeah, just one. We chop it up. We use some of the adobo sauce that is also in the can. Okay, nice and smoky. And then after that, we're gonna add the Goya tomato sauce, Spanish style.
Which means it has some ingredients already
Some
in it, right?
spices, olive oil, garlic, spices. It's so good. And then we're gonna mix everything together just like that. So for today's empanadas, we're gonna do the empanada criolla. We have versions of empanada. We have the criolla. We have the fork fry, which is more like a Caribbean style. We have the hojaldrada, which is a puff pastry. We have also the one with the anato, which is kind of orangey. So today we're doing the criolla. The criolla is a thinner dough, easier to work with.
Okay.
Add a spoonful of the filling. Then you just fold it just like this.
Okay.
Easy. And then you just like that. Boom, 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 boom.
You make it look easy.
That's it.
Look at that. Looks like a machine did it.
All right, so very simple. 9.5 pan. We're gonna have some Goya vegetable oil. Then ready to fry them.
Okay, so you're gonna dress up sour cream, right?
We'll do a nice crema while we get the oil hot. We're gonna start with sour cream. Then we're gonna add some Goya hot sauce. Season with some Goya adobo with pepper. And then we're gonna finish it up with some fresh cilantro. Just like that, very easy. So I find empanadas into nice and crunchy between 3 to 4 minutes.
3 to 4 minutes. And voila.
Nice and crunchy, creamy, spicy. So good, right?
Really good.
Creamy, spicy, delicioso.
Delicious. We've got the recipe online. Chef, thank you.
Thank you.
Still to come, we'll take you to the cutting edge of crafting great barbecue.
Sometimes your favorite knife may not be the best knife.
That's right.
But first, find the perfect wine for your holiday in my wine finds. Plus, from a smoky old-fashioned to a juicy ribeye.
Very rich, a lot of flavor. They make a great steak here.
It's smoky goodness in every bite. Next.
Get social with us. Follow us on Instagram at Goodtaste TV. Cisco, at the heart of food and service.
Welcome back. Looking for the extraordinary, a wonderful meal and spot-on service? Well, look no further than the Woodlands,
where you'll find an amazing refuge from anything average. And by the way, this spot boasts the largest bourbon selection in North Houston. belly up to the bar and wet your whistle with a bevy of bourbons. The Refuge Steakhouse and Bourbon Bar in the Woodlands is the perfect place to sip.
I'm drinking a Southern Gentleman.
Savor.
It's absolutely delicious.
And socialize.
Love the food, love the atmosphere.
Sizzling wood-fired steaks, massive double bone-in pork chops, and a to-die-for pork belly appetizer.
Delicious.
It's delicious, all right. So is the delicate, flaky red snapper, topped with a mound of sweet jumbo lump crab.
It's amazing. I love everything.
When you walk into this place, it really kind of feels like you're in someone's home. It's very inviting, warm.
You know, when we go out, we want a refuge. We want some place to get away, you know, and that's kind of what we try to give to everyone.
With dark wood, brick decor, an open kitchen, and an intimate vibe, owners Mark Zentek and Louis Padilla have built an ultimate oasis to unwind.
We want them to come in and just leave all the worries outside of here.
Fire up your appetite with a juicy 20-ounce bone-in ribeye.
It's just unbelievable.
Those steaks are dry-aged in their very own butcher room.
Very rich, a lot of flavor. They make a great steak here.
Even the appetizers will win you over. The pork belly is served up 3 ways: blue cheese crusted, smoked, and glazed with maple bourbon.
It's delicious. It's a great way to start your evening.
Keep your evening going with the Refuge Steak Board, a spectacular sirloin flat cut, roasted garlic and rosemary fingerling potatoes, Brussels sprouts tossed with maple syrup, and an out-of-this-world chimichurri sauce. But all this fantastic food is only half the story at the Refuge. There's a whole lot of bourbon behind the bar, too.
Okay, it's kind of like the Starbucks for whiskey, right?
That's exactly what we try to be.
Exquisite.
It's perfect.
They definitely know what they're doing here.
Mark Twain once said, "Too much of anything is bad, but too much good whiskey is barely enough." We couldn't agree more.
It's the perfect season for my wine finds, and I've chosen a few today that are going to be easy crowd pleasers at an easy price. First, the Mio Moscato from Frisinet, a very popular sparkling that fans of sweet style wines will love. It's a celebration in a bottle at about $11. Up next, a wonderful Chardonnay from the beautiful J Vineyards in Sonoma. This J Winemaker's Selection Chardonnay is made from grapes in Monterey, Sonoma, and Napa. You'll taste apples, pears, and a hint of honeysuckle. It's going to pair beautifully with roast chicken, pastas, and fish. Plus, it's lovely all by itself. The J Winemaker's Selection Chardonnay is about $19.98 a bottle. All right, up next, a bottle that will shine at any party. This is the Cellier des Dauphins Reserve, a Côte d'Aron made with luscious Grenache and Syrah grapes. It boasts loads of blackberry and plum flavors with very few tannins. An easy wine choice when you're trying to please a lot of different people. The Cellier des Dauphins Reserve is about $14.98 a bottle. As always, you know where I find all my wines? Right here at H-E-B. Coming up, I'm in Cajun heaven.
An oasis near the Gulf Coast, where spicy boudin pizza is all the rage.
It's really good. That is really good.
But first, how your cutlery can lead to great tasting cues.
You know, I personally love this knife. It's a 14-inch
what in the world?
Scimitar knife.
Get ready to sharpen your barbecue. Next.
Get social with us. Follow us on Instagram at Goodtaste TV. Good Taste with Tanji is brought to you in part by H-E-B.
Choosing the right knife can make your life in the kitchen a whole lot easier when it comes to grilling, right?
That's right.
I am with an expert when it comes to grilling, Barrett Black, with the original Black's Barbecue, right out here in Lockhart, Texas, where we're celebrating 90 years.
90 years, all in the family.
Happy birthday. That's a big one. Sometimes your favorite knife may not be the best knife.
That's right. The best knife actually is a sharp knife. Many people have this, it's called a honing rod. It comes with a lot of knife blocks and things like that, but you're not actually sharpening that knife, you're just straightening out that edge. So, you know, a lot of people, they try to get real fancy with it and they're banging, you know, it along, but this actually takes a lot of practice to get that right angle.
Because Hollywood does that.
Exactly, exactly. So I prefer actually something like this. This is what I have in my kitchen. It has three different zones and it gets that perfect angle to have the sharpest knife possible.
Good to
So you
know.
just start with coarse and you just kind of go down the line until it feels nice and smooth on each zone. I love, it's an 8-inch chef's knife. You can do anything in the kitchen with this. This is what I like to use to trim my briskets at home. A lot of people like to use a boning knife. That's real popular for trimming briskets because it's flexible so you can move around certain shapes and different things and get exactly where you want it.
Debone a chicken a lot easier.
Exactly. So you can lay it down on a brisket and kind of bend it a little bit and really trim and get it exactly where you want it. Nice, accurate cut. When it comes to slicing cooked meats, what you like to have is a nice sharp point on those as well, because these bones, they're not always perfectly straight. You know, you don't want to just go straight down like this because then you're going to hit the bone and different things like that. But if you have the bones facing away from you and you get that point just right in between, you can easily just kind of go right around that bone. These with the round tips, these are really great for slicing bread or brisket because they're designed just to go straight down, and that's why they have that round tip on it. You know, I personally love this knife. It's a 14-inch
What in the world?
scimitar knife. Do I need this pirate sort of a knife? No. But, you know, it's one of my hobbies. It's fun to have. It makes for a great presentation.
Yeah.
You can cut brisket with it, of course. But it's not something you need. It's not practical, but it's definitely fun to have.
It's something fun and different, right?
Exactly. And then for candied brisket, you know, you got to have a cleaver. This was actually my grandmother's cleaver. I love to have this. You know, they can become a family heirloom. And, you know, because of that weight, you can get a lot of leverage and just easily just chop it up, and that thick blade is going to stand up to that chopping very easy.
And Norma Jean is here today.
That's right.
We feel very blessed. All right, Barrett, thank you so much. We'll have all the tips online. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Sometimes you just can't wait to get back to a fabulous restaurant. Here's one you can go back to again and again.
Caribbean vacation got canceled? No problem. Drop your anchor right here in the Lone Star State, where comfort classics meet Creole heat. And there's plenty of spice in every bite.
This is really a kind of a neat place, and it's someplace that's different.
It's different, all right. After all, this is Cajun country.
And there's the airboat.
And there's the airboat.
He must have got a to-go order.
I bet he did.
And while you may not actually bump into Jimmy Buffett, you'll sure feel his spirit around every corner.
And drinking is good too.
Cheers. That's fantastic.
But this spot is so much more than a cheeseburger in paradise. Down here on the bayou, crawfish is king. Shrimp reigns supreme. And you better try the boudin.
Really good boudin here in Southeast Texas, so I suggest you try it.
Just 40 miles from the state line, or 5 minutes by boat, this is the Neches River Wheelhouse.
It's the best place to hang out on the river, bar none anywhere from here to Beaumont.
It's just gorgeous out here. You sit outside, feel the breeze.
You definitely get a feel of this is all about kick back, relax, have a good time.
We wanted a casual atmosphere where you could show up in shorts and flip-flop, and you could get a hamburger if you wanted, or you could get a filet mignon.
How did you come up with the menu? This menu is so cool. There are things sitting on this table I have never seen before.
Yeah, but you know, boudin is a staple for Southeast Texas, Cajun cuisine, and so we created the boudin pizza.
It's really fun. That's a great way to do boudin. Who knew?
But the boudin doesn't stop there.
I'm in Cajun heaven.
Teamed up with pico de gallo and a kick of jalapeno, this spicy boudin quesadilla will blow you away.
It's really good. That is really good.
Another big hit on the menu, this beautiful, inventive take on shrimp and grits. Smoked Gouda polenta cakes take the place of traditional grits and totally transform the texture of this Cajun classic.
That's good.
And you can't go wrong with the Gulf Coast catch of the day.
It's just off the chart.
So hit the road, head for the coast. And if you're lucky, you'll catch a tanker while you're there.
When a tanker comes by, we ring the bell and we give $3 ship shots.
Oh, I was
So
going to say,
it's,
are they free?
Yeah, no, not free.
$3 is not bad. Well, cheers to many more years' success, and here's to an awesome idea.
Thank you very much.
We love to share good taste. Head to our website at goodtaste.tv, where you'll find delicious recipes from top chefs, my latest wine finds, and restaurant recommendations. Plus, you can see all our episodes right here. Don't forget, sign up for our newsletter while you're there. When visiting Houston, the Good Taste team loves to stay at the beautiful Royal Sonesta, right in the heart of Uptown, conveniently located near the Galleria.
Time flies when you're hungry, right? For more good taste and all the great recipes you saw this week, head to goodtaste.tv. Sign up for our newsletter, and don't forget, follow us on Instagram at Good Taste TV. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you right here next week.
We add some butter.
We're gonna go just a little more butter here.
Do you ever really get enough butter?
No, that's not a thing.
French cuisine, it's butter.
I love it.
Butter and more butter, right?